Alright, so I'm back. And today we're going to take a look at Nova Swarm. I don't know about you guys, but I had absolutely no idea this guy was coming. At all. It caught me way off guard. I was just like, yeah, I just wasn't expecting it. I had gotten Ion Swarm in early last week. Then I went on vacation. And then while I was on vacation, I got noticed that this guy was in stock, and I was like, what? So yeah, I ordered him, of course, and he got in yesterday. So yeah, which was also the day that I reviewed Ion Swarm. That's why I had the to be continued thing, trying to be cheeky. I mean, we all know that it was coming, but yeah, still, I was just trying to have some fun with it. But anyway, so I have some mixed feelings about this figure. I know they did this guy, Sunstorm. They did him for a crowdfunding exclusive, and which succeeded, and everybody got their figure. Now they're reissuing him. Now they do have some tweaks on him. They definitely, the new head, the new hands, slightly different paint scheme, and then so it's like, if you have the exclusive, he still looks exclusive because he's slightly different, but I don't know, guys. Let's see here. I'm trying to pull up pictures of him. Solar flare. So the difference is white. These things, which I can't think of the name of at the moment. White null rays, white hands, yellow. Like he's more yellow, whereas he's more orange. White here, white here. But I mean, it's the same thing. We all know it's the same thing. It's slightly different repaint, a few tweaks on the tool, on the mold itself. So it's just like, I kind of don't like the idea of them doing that. It's kind of crappy. I was also upset, at Hasbro a while back, because I was one of the backers on the Hero Quest game, and it was such a big hit that they just did a standard release. And I was like, well, then why did I back it? If I could have just picked it up at the store later on, rather than having to pay up front and then wait for the figures to come, Anyway. It's just a little disconcerting when companies do that. However, on the other side of that, I am very happy to have it. So it's like, I'm not like to that point of moral outrage where I'm like, I refuse to buy this because I don't want to support decisions like this. There's this big part of me that's like, yeah, but I still really do want a Sunstorm in my collection. So yeah, however you feel about that. Now, the figure, we just looked at this mold. It's exactly the same. Head's on a ball joint. This one's actually really tight. A lot of this one's stuff, joints and stuff, are super tight. Goes down a little bit, left and right. Like I said, it's tight. It's hard to maneuver. because it's on that ball joint so tightly, which is a good thing. I'd rather have it tight than super loose. Shoulders, soft ratchets out, up and down, bicep swivel, double bend elbows, same shitty hands, so you get the ball joint hinge, ball joint hinge for the thumb. You get the weird mushroom peg cut on the wrong side. Yeah, your typical fare here. Waist swivel. You know, your ab crunch, this piece here is a little loose, like all of them. There hasn't been one where I thought they were tolerance perfect in the hips, or in that section there. His hips go out to the side. Really tight going up. Not as tight going down. Thigh swivel, bends at the knee, and then you get your tilt and rocker. So, all of that is exactly the same. You know, same deal. We've seen this before. I really was hoping that was my last Seeker Ion Swarm, because, you know, I don't really have a place for so many Seekers, but I'm also a sucker for the Seekers. So, you got your blast effects, yellow this time instead of blue. I don't know where I put Ion Swarm stuff, so it doesn't really matter. You do have the big derpy head, which makes me, you know, just think all the more that my Ion Swarm's head, how he came with two small heads, is an issue, or it was just a factory issue or QC issue, whatever. I don't really care. However, you know, if there's somebody out there that got two derpy heads and they want a small head, let me know. We can trade out, because, you know, I would hate to know that somebody out there has two of these derpy heads. And I have two good heads. I mean, I'm obviously not going to use the other head. It's just going to sit in a box forever. He comes with two of these little missile pods to switch out the null rays. He comes with the back clip for the stand. And then he comes with the stand with the three faces underneath. So you got definitely some face options, which is nice, because so 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got 5 different face options here, and all of them are obviously going to be interchangeable with all the other Seekers. So you could have 5 Rainmakers with 5 different faces, which is nice. I will say, you know, it's nice to have those options. Let's do a scale comparison real quick, and then we'll get all the Rainmakers out here. Here they are with, let's see here, just because he's sitting here, I gotta do how are they holding up on him? The DX9 Megatron, who, unlike Maketoys Megatron, can stand straight up right away, which is nice. Here they are with the MP44 mold, and with the Takara Seeker. And like I said, you know, I like having 2 different styles of Seekers, one for the main cast and one for the Rainmakers, because I just really like that. And it is funny that, you know, alone they look fine, but together, like I said before, I think I said before, I can't remember now, pretty sure, together it makes his head look huge and his head look tiny, so it's just kind of like there's no in between with these two, which is funny. And it is, you know, they are about the same height to the head, but he's taller because of these, which is fine because they're going to be standing in the background while my main Seekers will be standing in the foreground when all is said and done. at some other Rainmakers out here. Here's the G2 Screamer. Like I said, I'm going to be using him as a stand-in because now I want 6 Rainmakers. You know? Because of the main 3 and the Coneheads, I like to do Seekers in groups of 3. So he'll be stand-in. I'm going to call him Snowstorm. Here is the purple one, which is one of my favorites. Here is my actual favorite, the Acid Storm. And the blue one for the Iron Swarm. So, yeah. It's nice having, a full array of Seekers, like a whole rainbow of them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here, like, moving forward. If they announce 2 more colors, I'll be in. Like, who would be, like... Because, this guy... He's fine as a stand-in, but his QC is the worst of the group, which is funny because he's actually the oldest of the group. I have a friend. Shout out to John L. And he keeps saying that like the mold is degrading, and it's like they're actually improving on a lot of aspects of the mold every time they issue a new one, except for those hands. You guys know how I feel about that. But, yeah, this is the worst one of the group. And he is the oldest. Because he came out, and then Acid Swarm, and then the purple one, then the blue one, and then the orange and yellow one. So, it's they've been improving on them as they go. I do still hope that they do the cone heads. Although I'm almost at the point where I might just get a different company's cone heads. I keep looking at the Zeta or the Toy World versions. I know they're super tall, but it would be kind of nice to have yet another mold. Keeping with this mold, it makes me kind of want to get the main 3 with this mold. But I'm afraid that the reissues that are coming out on TF Source, I'm afraid that they're all going to have the new hands, and I would absolutely hate that. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I know there's a Red Wing would be a good option. I would totally dig a Red Wing. And then I think there was a teal one, like the BotCon exclusive. Let's see here. I'm going to take a look here. BotCon. Rainmakers. So all the way back in 2013. Hey, look, my video comes up almost first on a search. Interesting. So yeah, there was the orange one, and then there's like this blue teal one, which is pretty much him, Iron Swarm there, and then there's a purple one, which is that one. So, yeah, I guess we could do, let's see here. Red Wing. Red Wing would be a good choice. So I'd be down with that. Let's see here. I don't know who else there would be. Maybe Black Death Starscream? Which would be which I actually did review on the Chug one. Black and gold. And then there's always the G2 Thundercracker. Or I guess it's technically Action Master. Let's see, which would be this guy. But I think he would be a little too much to really look good. But yeah, those are. I would like to see a Red Wing. That's for sure. And I would like them to finish their cone heads. That would be great. Even if I bail on it and get something else. It's kind of like it'd be $150 per cone head if they finish, so that's $300. Or if I get the like the Zeta, I know Chosen Prime has them with free shipping, and those are $300 for the 3. So it's kind of like either way, I'm spending $300. So it's kind of like I'm just kind of hesitant on pulling the trigger on that, just because I know they're so big, and I really didn't like that at all. But I don't know, guys. I haven't made up my mind. And then the other option is I could buy 2 more of the purple one and just use them as Clone Warriors. I know I did that with the old Chug Seekers a while back. I had just a whole army of them, of the purple ones, because the CHMS Seekers were pretty cheap at the time. So I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna get the 3-pack. Anyway, I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. Now, don't get me wrong. I think he's really good. There is just that little bit of the moral issue of them essentially reissuing a figure that was supposed to only be a crowdfund exclusive. I don't think they would have crowdfunded it if they were to say, like, yes, you'll get it in these colors and then we'll release them in a different color scheme later on. I think that is a little on the crappy side. But at the end of the day, though, like I said, I'm happy to have him. I think it is kind of crappy of them to do that. So, anyway, there's my army of Seekers. It's coming together. I need more space.